We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you another episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody, already in progress.
Screw it up if we don't
Go
we don't
ahead,
get this
interrupt
thing.
me right in the middle.
Well, no, because we're talking about something. I think it's gold. It's gold, Jerry. Gold.
Yeah, exactly.
See, we're making references. Some people might know what it is, and some people won't.
Well,
Remember
you
that
didn't
guy's.
know my reference to begin
Well,
with, did you?
that's what I want to get back to, though.
Okay,
So I
we'll
think we're
get back
talking
to
about
it.
your glasses.
These are just some plastic readers from like Walmart or CVS or something like that.
What's
Uh,
what's the power?
I have no idea. I just found them on the counter sitting
10
around.
times? 2 times?
Yeah, my eyes are like this.
I'm gonna
The
need something a little more powerful.
Coke bottles. No, they're so I left my glasses in Tennessee this past week. At least I think that's where they are. I got
With
home.
all the bourbon, you're not really sure.
Yeah, I got home Monday evening and
Was it
realized
the
I could
drive home, realizing how blurry it was, that you said, "Wait a minute,
no, I
something's
don't need them
missing"?
for they're just reading glasses. This is all I need them for. But I thought they looked like the Jake Jarmel glasses. Except
Yeah.
they're not brown. I think they were brown and striped on there, but that was the Seinfeld. I think I got the name right. I don't know if I got the name right, but for those that may have got your reference, they definitely we get the Jake Jarmel reference as well. Remember, everybody
So
wanted them, but
yeah, I just don't. Was Jake Jermel a person, or was
yeah,
it a?
he was the author, I think, that Elaine had dated,
So he's a
and
fictitious character. He wasn't a real.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
that's what
and
the.
something about his someone wanted this. Someone really liked Elaine's boss really liked his glasses or something. Said, I want a pair just like that, and Jake Reynolds like, no, you can't have the same
Okay, it's
glasses as
coming
me.
back
And
to me.
so to get back at him, she got his glasses. I don't even remember what the ending was,
So the
but
guy that did the urban sombrero wanted the glasses.
yes, yeah. No, it was her previous boss when she worked for the
Oh,
book,
at the book editor
yeah,
guy, the older guy.
publisher or whatever they were. Yeah, I forget his name, but yeah. So I
So
thought,
my reference that I screwed up. We'll get to that in a second.
all right.
Is I can't tell the context now, but it's the one where George when he was diddling the cleaning lady. And I think
Yes,
I
I do
sent
that one all the
well,
time.
I think I sent you a text. I'm not going to get into the context of how the text happened,
Right.
but I sent you a text about it and you said, "Did you get her a sweater?"
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I didn't remember that part of the episode. I felt like
Oh.
so because all I remember was that wrong? I mean, if someone had
Yeah.
told me that was wrong,
Whenever something happens at work where someone gets in trouble, I'm always one who goes, "Is that wrong?"
I would have
Is
said
that
something about that.
someone had said, yeah, I wouldn't have done
But
that.
when did he interject the sweater? That's the part.
He had to, Elaine got him the job, so he bought Elaine a sweater. It was a cashmere sweater, but he got it on the cheap because there was a small blemish on it.
Yeah.
And so Elaine noticed it, and then Jerry outed him. And so she gave the sweater back to him. And so he gave the sweater to the cleaning
Okay, I do
lady.
remember
And
that.
she goes, "Oh, there's a spot on it," as soon as she puts it on. So why can I remember stuff like that, but not like someone's name or something important in life?
My
Right?
mother, my mother, when I was a kid, George Carlin had just come out with the Shoot album. It was either just before the seven deadly words you can't say on the radio or the one
Right.
afterward, but it was Shoot, and so it was Shoot SHIT, I guess but it had all these bits. It had the Hippy Dippy Weatherman came off that album. Here I'm doing it. I can remember it, and so I played that album too much to my parents' chagrin because it was horribly nasty like a
How old were
thousand
you?
times. I was a kid. It was the same. I think it must have been my sister who's 14 years old, 11 years older than I am.
Oh, okay.
She got Carole King, that album
Oh,
where she's saying "You Just Call, You've Got a Friend."
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That album, and then George. I don't know if my dad had gotten George Carlin or my older brother, whatever. But that album was in the house. So the point of the story is my mother said to me one day, she goes, "How is it, Dave, that you can remember word for word every word of that damn album, but you can't seem to find a way to do algebra?" And I'm like, "Well, you make algebra fun and funny, and maybe I'll figure out a way to do it."
Yeah, I'll look at it 15 times, 1,000 times, or what have you. We had the Steve Martin album. That was the one we had that I listened to endlessly at the time because you didn't have much of a choice. It was either my
Yeah.
parents' vinyl or Steve Martin. So
Or what was the black guy that was that time frame? That was
oh, Richard Pryor?
Rich. Yeah, but you couldn't do Richard Pryor at the house because
No,
the
no.
language was just. It
It was
wasn't a
all
black or white thing for my
no,
parents. It was just the
it was
language.
the language.
Um,
And then the great Columbia House of Records started.
yeah.
You remember that? For a penny, you could get 13 albums, cassettes. So, and then I knew a guy who opened up like 30 Columbia House Records accounts using his pets, fake pets names because they couldn't check background checks or anything back then. Because I remember I was getting his mail one day. I'm like, "Who's Chucky Smith?" And he's like, "Oh, that's
Was
that
this
was
so
my
he could
cat."
game the system and get penny issues of things?
Yeah, and they couldn't catch him because it wasn't the real name or anything like that. So
Did
yeah,
you ever do pranks over the mail like that?
I think we talked about it a little bit once before.
Yeah, I was
I
thinking.
told you I did the manatee roast in the back of the penny saver with someone's name.
Manatee roast. Mine was the diapers, the no bedwetting. Did you hear about that one?
Yeah, but go ahead. I mean, feel
Yeah, I think
free.
we have to because this is a previous issue somewhere. We don't know which one. Hell, we've done 70 something issues, but
Right.
so my two buddies, Steve and Dillard, we were constantly, this is the same era. Whenever you
Dillard
go to
was his real name.
Dillard, yeah, Dillard. I can't say his whole name, but yeah, Dillard.
There's
It
got
was
to be like 5 of them in the United States.
well,
So
that's yeah. Anyway, so God bless him. We love him. Anyway, so this is that same era that we would be palling around together to go to the movies, and one of us would go, "Hey, look at me," that sort of thing.
right.
But anyway, so you used to get these things in like magazines or these mail decks. Do you remember? You'd get like a cellophane wrapper of 3x5 cards, and they
Yeah,
would
with
be
coupon.
full
I
of all
still get
these.
them.
Well, a lot of tech people get them. My dad used to get them engineering and
Okay.
I don't know, but whatever. And so I got this one in the mail one day, and it was for bedwetters. So, it had the do you suffer from bedwetting? And it had a whole bunch of really soft spoken questions because they knew it was a sensitive subject, right?
Right.
And so I filled out Dillard's name and address, and it had postage postcards. So I sent it back in with his phone number. And so they started to call him. They called him because they were going to sell him some sort of, I don't know, it was medication or diaper or something. And so they called him up, and he's sharing the phone call with us in a group, and he says, "Yeah, these people called and they said that, are you Dillard?" And he said, "Yeah." And he goes, they started talking about the
They started
conversation.
making fun of him for being a
Well,
bedwetter.
well, they started getting real empathetic. He's like, "Yeah, no, that's not me." Because I think I had said something in it like, "Look, I'm kind of embarrassed about it. I'm 30 something years old. So, be nice." So apparently there were like 5 attempted conversations with him over the phone. And every time he kept denying it, and they're like, "Hey, Dillard, we understand. It's a sensitive subject."
I swear I don't have a problem. Wait a second. I'll be right back.
Anyway,
All the pranks we could pull in a day.
we were,
That was mail fraud, Dave. You're going to jail.
yeah, probably.
So
I won't mention the free lottery winning numbers.
yeah, exactly.
No, they weren't free. They were $5. All right, let's get on to the show, the big show.
Yes.
All right, so you got a nice, beautiful background there. It looks like an R.
Is it backwards to you as well?
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Okay.
The
I don't
helmet's
get
facing away, but the R is not backwards.
right. I mean, you could yes, exactly. I never understand why it does. Why when you do a selfie and you're in video mode or whatever, you're doing a video chat, it puts you backwards. I never understand
It
that.
reverses you.
Yes, I don't understand that. Why that's necessary.
So that photo is, in your view, is on your. Well, I don't know what shoulder you're on.
It's my right shoulder, but to me, when I'm looking on the screen right now, that R is backwards.
Well, this
So
backwards facing the screen or facing your head?
the letter is facing my head. You see it just like that, but
I see it facing your head.
yeah. Oh, so
Okay.
anyhow, it's
Yeah,
not
all right.
important
So
to
what
the.
we're gonna
That
get
is
to.
a Rutgers football helmet.
Oh, what is
See the
this?
state of jerseys there in the bottom?
The flowers?
No, the little white imprint of the outline of the state of
No,
New
that's not
Jersey.
in their picture. Oh, on the helmet. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
What exit?
You know, I was born in Jersey.
New Jersey or?
Yeah. Well, no, Jersey cow. What other Jersey is there?
Well, there must be Jersey, and then there's New
There's
Jersey.
New Jersey. Yes, I assume there had to be a Jersey at some point.
Yeah. I
But
think
it's a reference to this day in history.
Oh, what happened?
Yes. Oh, I like your surprise, Dave.
What a setup.
Your faux surprise. Oh, how interesting.
I signed off on the pre-show.
Right. In 1869.
Oh, see, then we lose a signal. Hold on. Oh, for God's sakes. What's going on here? We lost the signal.
I think
Go ahead.
everybody heard me just fine.
No, I didn't. 1869. Your internet connection is unstable. Oh boy.
Oh, Lord.
Oh boy.
Well, it's probably recording okay because that's probably in the cloud. So
Go ahead.
you already know what it was. I think everybody just heard Rutgers football. And so you've decided to do what in regards to testing your internet?
Well, I don't know if this has any merit, but I turn off my cell phone.
Oh, that is a
my
good
Wi-Fi.
move. Okay. That does assist in that. I love people that there's connection slow, so they start testing it. I'm like, you're just filling the pipe up at that point with test data to get the.
Well, I did have a box in front of the router, so I moved that.
Okay, that should help. That'll do it.
It's lead, the box.
Yeah, it's covered in aluminum foil.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, go ahead.
I actually have my grandfather was a Rutgers graduate, probably in the mid 1930s, I'm guessing.
Wow.
And he played for the undefeated Rutgers football team.
Wow.
Yeah. Now here's the kicker. I was told that early in my life, and I would randomly brag to people about my grandfather playing. When Rutgers would play on TV or whatever, I'd brag about his playing for the football team,
His prowess
on the football, because the Bison are not a big people. So, yeah. So, him playing football was kind of funny. Try and spell it.
I know.
And
oh, I'm gonna help him.
all right, thanks. But anyhow, so I bragged about that constantly, and then the internet came out, and occasionally I'd be like, oh, let me see how far back their history goes, and I could never find anything on it. So I was like, about undefeated or anything like that. So I don't know, 40 years pass, 45 years pass, and my grandmother passes away. My grandfather had long passed away.
Yeah.
And we're going through their photo collection, and I come across his team photo.
Wow.
In Rutgers football. And I'm like, wow, there it is. 10-0 season. There I can recognize my grandfather in the front row there. And it says, Rutgers football 1933 Team B.
The B.
I'm like, oh, no one ever told me he didn't play for the main team. He played for the junior varsity, to the equivalent junior varsity.
Well,
so
the B team at Rutgers would probably, high school.
No. Yeah, exactly. I don't think it was a very good team.
Well, they were undefeated. I mean,
they played Sisters of Saint Mary's or whatever. Because I think it wasn't in a Catholic.
Rutgers.
Is it a Catholic institution?
Oh, well, we have a question here.
All right.
Alexa, Is Rutgers tied to a crap? What am I asking her?
Is
I'm not quite
Rutgers
sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, we're not either. So
is Rutgers a religious school?
Alexa, is Rutgers a religious university?
Rutgers's religious affiliation is non-sectarian, historically Dutch Reformed.
Ooh, that's not
Yeah,
Catholic.
that's what I was thinking. That was my next guess.
Dutch Reform would not be Catholic.
Yeah, I don't think so. But anyhow, as I was saying that, I'm like, I don't think he was Catholic, so I don't know what he would be doing there. But
Huh. Well, that's a pretty cool story. I don't. My grandfather didn't play football.
anybody in your family?
Me,
Okay.
no. My father was a big guy, 6'5". Not an
Yeah, that's what I
athlete,
meant.
though.
A big grand in your family. I'd think
Yeah.
somebody.
No, he played clarinet.
That rough.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Well, he
thought
was in that era of big bands. And who was the clarinet player that
Benny Goodman.
was it? Goodman or Dorsey? I think
Maybe
it was Benny
both.
Goodman. Alexa, did Benny Goodman play the clarinet?
From martinefreres.net. Benny Goodman, known as the King of Swing, is one of the most influential figures in the history of jazz music and clarinet playing.
Yeah. So he fashioned himself after Benny Goodman and played he played the soprano sax and the clarinet. I have his clarinet. He has a brass clarinet, which is kind of a weird looking thing. You would think it. Anyway, yeah, he played the clarinet. He was pretty good at it, real good at it, in fact. But
Yeah,
6'5", he was a monster.
I was trying to think of what's the cat's name who played not the clarinet, but the alto sax or whatever. Oh crap. I was gonna say that young man grew up to be, and the name totally escaped me in our generation.
Oh, he just died recently.
No, he didn't. Pat Kelly, please weigh in.
Paging Pat Kelly.
Good. Now, anyhow,
Yeah.
we shouldn't be so discursive.
Okay. We're going to come back to that in just a second. Alexa, recent jazz saxophonist that died.
From WHYY.org. Philadelphia jazz
Sanborn.
great Benny Golson, a
No.
saxophonist and composer responsible for
Alexa,
Remember
stop.
Clifford and Along Came
Alexa,
Betty.
stop. Alexa, saxophonist named Sanborn, David Sanborn.
What is she supposed to tell you?
Yeah, it came to me.
You
David
gave the answer.
Were you thinking of David Sanborn?
No, it's a curly-headed guy with long curly hair. Had a couple of hits in the 80s, like
Yeah.
mainstream stuff.
He played a tenor sax.
Okay. Yeah, I can picture him.
No,
I can't.
Dave Sanborn played the not soprano sax,
Bass.
alto sax, and this
Okay.
guy you're talking about played the tenor sax, and he was part of the Tower of Power. He was part of the Alexa. Who is the tenor saxophone from Tower of Power?
From Ticketsmarter.com. Richard Elliott rose
Richard
to
Elliott.
prominence as a saxophone player whilst playing.
Boy, aren't you just full of
Alexa, stop. I
full
know
of
him because
knowledge.
we brought him to Sunset Serenades on the Peabody in Orlando.
Oh,
He was cool.
good friend of yours now?
Well, the ladies liked him, so he was kind of fun to follow around.
Uh-huh.
He's dead too, I think. I don't know.
Did you capitalize on that?
The wake?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the wake.
You were the roadies.
Yeah, it's like
I'll
whatever
carry
it
the
took.
clarinet.
Yeah, I know that guy. He just walked by me. Oh, okay. No, anyway. Okay, Rutgers. That's a great story.
Yes, so a little bit of claim to fame. Maybe been Team B, but they were undefeated in the 1930s.
Okay, something's happening here. I got a technical. Ooh, I hate doing that, but it worked. Okay, so today, you know what I was thinking too? Did you get the time, by the way?
No.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. 56. I'm going to say 20 minutes.
You think we've done 20 already? Okay.
Yeah. Let's just say 20 minutes because we can.
Yeah. We
All
can
right.
make it stretch.
That's what she said.
Ah, that's brutal. Oh, did
Go
you
ahead.
notice something else?
Your glasses. Oh, you're free balling it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Got the cast off.
Got some
Oh, look at
bruises
that
there.
bruise. Yeah, I just noticed
Yeah.
that one right there.
The doctor beat you there to get the thing out
I
there?
guess, man. That's pretty cool. Have you seen in this day and age, they have a rotary tool that just zips it right off without even cutting your skin.
Is it rotary or is it vibrate? It's got a wheel, but
Well, they call it a rotary tool, but it does vibrate.
yeah, that
I
was
think
the
there's a
one.
rotary inside the mechanism that vibrates the blade.
Yeah, that was going on in the 70s.
Was it now?
Yeah, that's how they took mine off.
Oh, really?
As it goes
Where'd
through,
you
yeah.
get a cast?
Well, one of them, I had the one on my left arm all the way up over my elbow, just
That's what
underneath my
mine was to
armpit,
start with.
just underneath my pit.
Oh, you went way up there.
Yeah,
What'd you do?
so
Break
my
your pinky?
yeah. So my first time I broke my arm, I was roller skating in the driveway in the neighborhood as a child. And I did the fall back and catch yourself kind of move.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
snapped both bones.
In your forearm.
Right.
The ulna and the radius.
Yeah, right. And it looked like a inverted camel hump. It was literally, there was a U.
Oh, that's nasty.
So it was bad. So we're skating and it was summertime and we all had flashlights. And so we had, kids make up rules, right?
Yeah,
And
of
so my
course.
mom's down at Bill Longley's house at the end of the cul-de-sac. And they're like, listen, let's just skate, have a lot of fun. If something happens to one of us, you flash your flashlight, and we know there's something going on. I'm like, okay, everyone's got the rules. So I bust ass on a pair of skates, the old ones that had the key and
Right.
the leather straps
And the metal wheels.
the metal wheels. Bad old days. So
Man, I would
do
love to see a picture of Dave Theus in a set of metal skates.
It was awesome. So I bust tail on that, catch myself, and I sit up, and my arm is literally an inverted. It's a U. It's you can
so
pass your arm
nasty.
right through it. And so I'm not even crying. I'm just sitting there, and I'm like,
Well, the adrenaline just kicks in.
yeah. And so I'm flashing the flashlight because I remembered I got to do that.
Oh, you could pick it up.
Well, my right hand still worked. And so and they're all coming around. So Steve Hardy, remember my crazy friend Steve that was mowing the guy's yard naked in the backyard? So he comes up, they're all looking at it. You can clearly see it's broken. I mean, there's no doubt. And Steve says, Theus, don't say anything to your mom because we're all gonna have to go in. And I'm like, what? He goes, don't tell your mom because then we're all gonna have to go in. And I'm like, Steve, I think the night's over, my friend.
At least for this guy, it is.
So we were like hold on, I can see it. We were in front of the Meister's house. 1, Hardy's house is 2, Butler's house is 3, Longley's house is 4. We're 4 houses away. This is crazy. I can remember this. And so I'm like, somebody help me get up. So I get to my knees. They pick me up. Instead of taking the skates off.
Yeah, I was going to say,
genius.
Take the skates off.
And there's all these acorns and all this other crap on the sidewalks. I skate down to the Longley's house. And so I'm skating down and I go, Mom, don't get crazy, but I think I need to go to the hospital. And I pull my arm out and she just goes apeshit. I mean, she's like, oh. I said, Mom, don't get crazy. So Dottie Longley, God rest her soul, she's dead. She throws me in the back of her Volkswagen station wagon. Remember those things? It was a Volkswagen station wagon.
I remember the vans, but not a station wagon.
Little burgundy station wagon.
Huh.
She
All right.
kept it spick and span. It was clean. She puts me in the back of this thing, takes me down to my house, and then Leonard, my dad, he sees it and goes into flip out mode because he's an engineer. So he gets a couple boxes and starts to fashion a brace. And I'm like, Dad.
Well, they're not taking you to the hospital now. They're deciding instead to
No. He's going to take me to the hospital, but he's got to secure it so that I don't jostle. I'm like, Dad, I just been skating down the street. Put my ass.
Just let me lay it on the seat. I'll be fine.
And then take me to the hospital. So he's got me. I don't know what he's doing, but we end up going to the hospital.
That's funny.
I cried when he said it though.
Oh, they had to move it.
So not Dad, but we got to the hospital. They called Dr. Fields. This guy was awesome, man. He was
Gave you some smelling salts.
No, nothing, man. What do you call those? Is that osteopath? Who's that? The bone doctor?
Ortho.
Orthopedic.
Yeah.
So I kid you not, he's at the hospital. He's on rotation that night. So it
Right.
just happened. We know him. He just happens to be. He's our guy. He goes, yeah, come on down. I'm down here. I'm doing rotation. And so I go to the emergency room. He meets me at the emergency. He goes, yep, you damn sure you broke it, Dave. And he's got a cigarette in his mouth with his white lab coat. He goes, come on in and we'll get you into the emergency room. I go right past he goes, Leonard, get him registered. I'll take him back. And
Right.
so he's standing over me. He's got a chart and he's got a cigarette dangling out of his mouth, lit.
With a 2-inch long ash thing hanging off
I
the
don't
end.
know, but it's smoking away. And I go, so what do you think? He goes, yeah, this is gonna hurt like hell because we're gonna have to reset this thing, Dave. And I'm like, do you gonna give me something? He goes, nope. And I'm like,
Oof. Why not?
I don't know. He goes, how, they were looking
He
at
goes, you want
clock.
something? He takes a cigarette and he puts it on your arm. He goes, you feel that? And then
It's gonna hurt worse than that.
He sets it.
Yeah, start thinking about this burn on your arm, and it's gonna be nothing compared to what I'm getting ready to do. But he said it, man. He said it. Then he took X-rays. Then he came back and moved it around some more and took some more X-rays. I'm like, "Are you got it done yet? Because this hurt like hell."
Oh man! Luckily, I didn't. Mine.
I'm sorry.
My brake didn't move on it, but I have very limited movement in my hand right now because I guess they said, I asked somebody, they said you got a bunch of scar tissue in there now that you need to work out. So if you just saw me, I'm trying to write and it hurts to write, and I get a
So
little.
what exercises are you gonna?
I don't know. I go Friday for PT, my first meeting. I just want to go once. Just give me the exercises. I'll take care of it. Unless there's some like they want to do. I'm just full
like
of
a
words
measurement?
tonight. No, they when they put the sounds on your arm, so one of those kind of things. Jump in the ice bath,
Squeeze
things,
ball.
yeah, things like that. So
Strip down to your shorts, hold this squeeze ball, get in the ice bath. This is odd.
just make sure you don't get your arm in the ice.
No, we're not. That's not where the squeeze ball goes. Okay. That's not the arm that was broken, Doc. Yeah, I know. It's a new thing we're trying out from Mexico.
Oh man, you want to get back to discursive?
Yeah. So let's see if Latin does something. This is the prefix of no, not. Cursive. You immediately think, I feel like a Michael Keaton in the Night Shift. Cursive, you think of cursive writing, flowing,
Right.
flamboyant flowing.
Can I say you're not even flowing close to the definition?
Is dis right? Not?
I don't think so.
Discursive. Not worthy of conversation, not worthy of discussing.
No, okay. Digressing from subject to subject.
Oh boy.
So I
So
was
close.
saying that me and you are very, I said we shouldn't get discursive.
Yeah. That's word of the
Although
week,
I
folks.
used it as a noun and it's an adjective. So this show is discursive? I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds like
There you
above
go.
our pay grade.
Fascinating. So do you want a fun fact tonight, or what else do I got? Or a bit of yeah. I'm on
A bucket of balls? What?
I'm just going crazy. No. A bit of trivia, not trivia, but history. Reminiscing. You want a little reminiscing or a fun fact?
Is the reminiscing tied to either one of us personally, or is this a historical?
No, just a random thing I thought of the other day, and I was like, huh.
Let's go there, and if it gets dead, we'll go to the fun
Okay.
fact.
Do you remember when buildings and airlines would not have a 13th floor or a 13th row?
Yeah.
I assumed you did.
Elevators.
I just thought, but now it's totally out the window.
They do them with 13 floors now. They put them on the elevator. 13.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one.
And you can.
Sheila.
Well, if it's an old building.
Yeah, it's an old one.
But so I always kind of laughed because I'm like, okay, if you get row 14 on the plane, you're in the 13th row, right?
Oh, wait a minute. That happened on planes?
Yes, that was
I
big
didn't
on
know that.
planes. Yeah, that was big on
I
planes
don't
for a long
recall
time.
that.
And like if you were in suite 1401, you were obviously on the 13th floor.
Well, I just figured that's probably where smoking section was or something. I don't know.
That somehow if someone sat in the 13th row of a plane, it would cause it to crash.
Why
was
do
the
you
thought.
suppose? I mean, this isn't cheap. Why do you suppose contractors got together and said, "Look, we're not doing 13"?
I don't think it was the contractors. I think it was the building owners that
I mean, doesn't
didn't.
it seem kind of gimmicky?
Well, I did think they probably thought they couldn't get anybody to rent on the 13th floor.
No.
So they would get rid of that number and just skip to 14. Same people wouldn't want a seat in the 13th row.
So you think superstition was that powerful?
Yes. Yes. And that was you can ask Alexa when they stopped having a 13th
Yeah,
row on an
I
airplane.
mean, they burn people at the stake because of superstition, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's 13 floors between friends, right? Alexa, when did the 13th floor stop?
From tonline.com. The 13th floor operates on select nights through November 9th, 2024.
Yeah. It must be a name of a club.
Oh.
Anyhow, we're not getting much out of her tonight. But I thought that was interesting. I just thought about that the other day. I forget something came up.
You have viable source that this is no longer a thing. All right, I got a way to ask her. Hold on.
All right.
Alexa, do architects still plan without 13th floor?
From planetizen.com. But thanks to widespread fear and superstition surrounding the number 13, known as triskaidekaphobia, in American and Western European culture, many architects still opt to omit the number, skipping straight to the 14th floor or renaming the 13th floor instead.
She's a liar.
What?
All right. Next time we get on elevators, hey, one of our fans, take a picture of the elevator buttons with the 13 on there and prove Dave and Alexa incorrect.
Yeah, and there's a $13,000 bonus for the first guy that does it. What he's paying.
Yeah. Just to prove it.
Yeah. And if we don't have the money by then, Soupy Sales is going to help us out.
To say, as a kid, I think I was superstitious. I think I let all that buy in, and then I just realized how silly, not silly, but how it didn't make it. It wouldn't how somehow me wearing my team's hat backwards somehow would allow them to win the World Series.
Rally cap.
Yeah, somehow that was going to change. The behavior of my team playing 3,000 miles away. Was somehow they're like, wait a second, stop the game. Woody has his hat on backwards. Time to rally.
Well, I think the rally cap is you hear
in the game. I get it. But
you hear coaches. You got to mix it up, right? Whatever you're doing that's not working. You need something to signal to the group we're gonna we need to change.
Like I said, I get it on the bench. I don't get it from someone watching on TV 3,000 miles away. That somehow.
Oh, you mean they're switching their hat?
Yes.
Yeah.
In hopes that it'll get their team back in line.
Right. I got another question for you, but what do you got?
All right. No, go ahead because it's tied to the team play.
Alexa, where did the superstition around 13 come from?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Come on.
Yeah, of course you don't.
Alexa, where does the superstition around the number 13 originate?
From casinophonbill.com. The superstition surrounds the number 13 is believed to have originated from Norse mythology.
Okay. The old Norsemen, eh?
Yeah, they didn't like 13. They wanted 12 people in the boat, not 13. You had 13, you had too many.
The guy down on the shore was like, I got to make another paddle? Get out of here.
13, it's unlucky.
Can't you get it done with 12? I'm not, you're not paying me for the 13th.
I do find it odd. You remember prior to this, way before this year's football season, you got a headline that Doug Peterson was fired.
Yeah.
Now he's
Is he canned?
he should be, right? I mean, it's gotta be close.
I meant to look that up to see what the agency was because they burned me like 3 times.
It was crazy. And one of the sports podcasts I listened to call him middle seat Doug Peterson because you guys had those 2 games in London back to back a few weeks ago, and like the Jaguars are playing so bad that they're going to give him a middle seat ride on a regular plane back home.
Well, you know what's funny is it's not funny for the people who live in Jacksonville because they're going to pay this, but this is the last season they're going to play in this stadium. And so there was a notification, the Gator Bowl, you know, the game between
Oh, they still
Georgia.
play in the Gator Bowl.
Well, what used to be the Gator Bowl,
Right?
is
They
where Alltel
transformed it
Stadium
into
is.
an NFL stadium.
Yeah, it's not
Oh.
Alltel. It's
Yeah,
what's the
Alltel's
other-
long gone.
the bank. Well, it's the Trevor Lawrence. So it's
Yeah.
the
Spokesperson.
yeah, no, he's the quarterback, but they named it. It's some bank. Who knows?
Right.
Anyway, so the Gator Bowl commission between Florida and Georgia that plays the weekend of Halloween. We just had it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't they
Um,
just have it?
Well, you probably saw us in the news where the Gator fans got the crap beat out of them by Jacksonville Police Department.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so they announced that the Gator Bowl is leaving Jacksonville for the 25-26 2 games. They're going to play in Atlanta 1 year, 25, I think, and they're going to
Why do
play.
they always yield
Well,
to the
I
money?
thought it was one of those screw around deals, but they're tearing down the stadium. So Jacksonville just passed this, $5 billion stadium reno job
Right.
that the
Yeah,
owner
your buddy.
convinced him to do. And so the Jags are going to be playing in Orlando, I think.
Oh, really? For 2 years?
Yeah, I don't know where they're playing. They're going to probably move around. They thought about playing at Florida 1 year and Tallahassee and then moving around, but I think they'll probably end up in Orlando.
It's
So
like the old Citrus Bowl.
Well, I knew it as the Tangerine Bowl, and before that, it was the Kumquat Bowl.
I do remember the Tangerine Bowl.
Yeah,
And then they named it Grapefruit Bowl for like a hot 5 minutes till everybody was like,
Yeah.
"Are you kidding me? Grapefruit Bowl?"
yeah. Then it was
Then it went to citrus.
citrus. Yeah. Grapefruit ponied up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Jaguars, they suck.
Yeah. Noticeably.
I wish
suck.
my buddy, oh God, he's such a good friend. I can't remember his name. We drank a lot, so I can't remember.
Very
his name.
good.
Anyway, Ben Baggett. So when I was a season ticket holder, we bunch of us were all together, and we went to road games. And when you're single and you go to road games,
Yeah.
a lot of consumption going on. And so the Oilers were moving from Houston to become the Texas Titans. Or no, the
No.
Oilers became the Nashville team, right?
Right. Yeah, the Titans.
The Titans,
Tennessee
yeah.
Titans.
Tennessee Titans. And so they played the
They
first
played
year,
in Memphis for a little while.
Yeah, they
didn't
played at Memphis Stadium, Memphis State,
Right.
and then they played at Vanderbilt.
The Liberty Bowl,
the
by
Liberty
the way, was
Bowl,
the name of that.
Yeah. So we're in Memphis the first year they're there, and we had a camper. Like, how do I get these stories? But it was a crazy night. We drove up, like 8 of us, just drinking and doing all kinds
And
of stuff.
driving. That's awesome.
Well, the driver was sober. I was driving. Anyway, so we get to Memphis, and we had these 2 guys were restaurateurs, Carl and Ben Baggett. And so we had food. We were on ESPN because we had like Alaskan King crab. 2 guys owned a restaurant, Harp and
Oh.
Louise. And one of the guys that was with us was the district supervisor for Cisco Foods.
Oh, nice.
So we had Alaskan King crabs, all kinds of like crazy food. Well,
Right there in the middle of Memphis, famous for dry rub ribs.
Yeah. Well, the news shows up, ESPN, and on that night there was like 4 cycles of weather. We had hail, rain, normal, and blistering cold, and all in one night. Well, that was the night we deemed the the slogan Jaguars, we suck, because we beat the Texans or whoever they were, the Titans.
The Titans.
And these stupid drunk fans in front of us the whole night during the course of the game were saying, "You guys suck, you guys suck," and then we won at the last minute. And so Ben and I coined the phrase "we suck." So I mean,
Yeah. I think a lot of teams say that. Maybe the Ohio fans do, of the Browns.
Yeah, well, we
Cleveland.
Suck. It's
Yeah.
genuinely accepted.
Hey, listen, man, we're out of time.
I got carried away. I just felt like I stepped all over your broken arm.
Yeah, thanks. Broke it again.
I do
You
that.
broke my heart, Dave.
It's about me stepping all over the place. I liked your Rutgers story. That was endearing.
Yeah, I'll share it again someday down the road.
Who are they? Are they the Redmen?
No, they're the Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse are the Orangemen, right?
Yes. Isn't there? There might be one or two Orangemen out there.
What is an Orangeman? Is that a Protestant?
It's
Well, it could be.
I didn't want to go political, Dave.
Or is that an Irishman? What is? I walked into that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexa, what is a Syracuse Orangeman?
From Wikipedia.org. The Syracuse Orange men's lacrosse team represents Syracuse University in NCAA Division I men's college lacrosse.
Yeah, we got
Thank
that part. Alexa, what is an orange man from Syracuse?
From Keverka.com. The manifestation of Otto, the round, plump orange-shaped guy with human features, is a direct result of the Syracuse University nickname, which has officially been the Orange since 2004.
Was it a nuclear accident or something?
Thanks, Alexa.
Oh,
all right, Dave.
That's a good way to end it.
Yeah, it's time to say goodnight.
Well, this was don't hang up right away. I gotta ask you something when we're done. How's that for a segue?
You want to share it? Is it a secret?
We can't do that.
All right.
I've got a secret. All right. You've been listening to yet another fine episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody. I'm sure we helped loads of scads of people. And of course, please follow us, like us, share us, and subscribe on YouTube. Click the button, damn it. There's nothing else better you can do with your life than to do that. And wherever you listen to us on podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, whatever you're doing, tune in there, share with a friend, and just click on it and let it play overnight.
And tell some people about this silly show.
But just let the ads run. That's all we're asking you for. All right. Peace out. Later.